Hello guys, welcome to PlayBox. So today I'm just gonna show you, since tomorrow we have the final release to the public. I'm Oric and the 5 ROMs that came in with the default installation from the RetroPie setup. MS-DOS just has the start DOS box, start Talpie X86. Template is just the folder I have for you that you can use when you create your own games. So it has a template for you to create, let's say, the file needed to call the executable. Tools, sorry, that's the new loading screen. Now let's go to, let's exit. So in tools, I have the speed test. Basically, it just tests your, it's a small executable for those that test your Pi and tells you what is the equivalent power machine. So let's go back. Residual VM, start the residual VM, executable, the scan VM, Steam. You need some extra steps you have to follow. It's in the guide. Radio Shack, it has Model 1 and Model 3 folders. I have also a Model 4, but these ones, they just have the new DOS, that's why you see them here. Boot utility and new DOS 9, they're both bootable. So we go to Infocom, the 30 games that came in with the installation. Sinclair ZX81, it has, I set up to use the Zesarux emulator. Now, Sinclair ZX Spectrum, you can start a Fuse or Zesarux. This is the new main menu. It's split in folders and subfolders. So we have the emulation tools, network tools, system tools, visual and theme tools, music on off by easy hacks based on the Liveware BGM script. So everything that you go, when you scroll down, you can see there is I have the metadata and a small description that you can see what each folder contains or what each script does. So emulation says this folder contains emulator related scripts. Network, this folder contains network related scripts. System, this folder contains system related scripts to set or adjust settings. Visual and theme tools, this folder contains the Skyscraper install. If you don't have it, it will install it. Now it's officially supported by RetroPie 2 and it has the update script. This is a custom script that I initially created and I gave to the developer. And the bezels and other visual settings. Now the Raspberry configuration, it's the default one from RetroPie setup, things that you know. Now this is the system info and weather by me. This is a big script that actually has all the information you need for your system, including at the bottom, I think 5 or 6, I don't remember what, major cities around the world, real-time weather. You need to have network connection so you can get the data. I won't connect because it shows your public IP address, your local IP address, and temperature, and all this stuff that I show you in a different one that has without the IPs. Now this is the multi-script that I'm talking about, the PlayBox Toolkit. In case you mess up things by changing this, this script has scripts, subscripts that I created. It's about 19 or 20, we'll see. And it can fix things that you probably messed up, or when you update, you install new ROMs. Emulation station, it just restores the system, so you might mess up and you lose the setup I have. So I have scripts which I will explain to you how you can restore everything as if it was fresh without losing anything that you installed. Now, and the last one is the switch to attract mode. This is for the full version of the base. It has a custom, a slightly custom attract mode based on HyperPie 2.51, which is the latest HyperPie for RetroPie, compatible with 3B and 3B+. So this one will just change your auto script and then will just boot to your attract mode. Similar is the menu that you can go back to the emulation system station and you can set it as default. So let's start with the top, emulation tools. Now I have a subfolder called Amiga tools. The one you see in the column in the beginning has the folders, and this one has Amiga emulator related scripts. So if you go in there, you have the Amiga version switched by 2Play. What it does, basically I created, because I have 4 versions of Amiberry. I have the SDL1, 2.21 and 2.24B4. So the B3 needs to be changed there in the description. So you can select SDL1 to S2 and 221, 224. It's your choice. The best one I'm using, and I just use the latest one, is the SDL1 versions, and now I have that set as default the 2.24B4, which was compiled the day before. If you want to go back, you can go to the latest table, which was 221, and we have the Amiga auto install. So basically what it does, Amiberry setup is already pre-installed and set up on the PlayBox. So the only thing you need to do is just put your Amiga data files on WHT load on the Amiga data folder inside your ROM folders, and then you run the this script. Basically what it does is, as I say, like, it installs all the Amiga required files and folders that you need. You don't need to do that because it's already pre-installed and configured. The UAE configuration maker is the one that once you put your files, your games in the particular folders, respective folders inside the Amiga data folder in your ROMs, this one will create this UA text file that you need for the WHD load to start, and it immediately starts and boots directly to the game with all the required settings. So now we have the configuration editor, a default script from RetroPie. ES collection list generator by David Marty. It's from the Motion Blue, slightly tweaked with some add-ons by me. Now the ES Pathfinder custom collection, this is a script by the Cyber Ghost. It's a script that basically when you import a custom collection configuration files from other images, it will find out, search these ROMs, and based on your ROM set, it will tell you the correct path so it can be changed and updated. Now we have the light gun aim track configuration by EasyHacks. It's already installed, and as you can see, this is the installation, and this is the configuration. So this is installed, and by default, keep in mind the advanced MAME 1.4 and the MAME 2010, both they support for light guns the mouse. So you can use your mouse and play your games fine. Or you can do a little extra step and use a Dolphin bar and your Wii controllers and play with that. Now we have the recast date and time. That's a script that basically the binary was created by Jonesing, and my friend and member Rich Gigabit, he created a script, and it was called, I think, Dreamcast. I just did some minor modifications, and I have it on PlayBox. It's called Recast Date and Time. It's already installed. Now we have the RetroArch Arch NetPlay. Now it's the save single folder by RPC, Ryan Connors, and it's not enabled by default on PlayBox, so you can do it if you want to have all your saves in a single folder. It's already applied on Virtual Man images and latest images, and it's kind, I guess, offer help by our friend Ryan Connors, the developer. Now we have the Steam Moonlight script. This is something that I did from the beginning, because the one I've seen on other images was based on Jesse. So I did one that is based, you have the option for Jesse or a Stretch, and the one I have enabled on this one, but you need extra stuff, as I said, to connect your PC and use the Steam. Now this one you have the official settings that you need if you have this arcade Zinmo or Jiao dual arcade players, arcade sticks. So this one you can run the script and select basis on what you have. It does add an extra, if you want to call it, extra information needed for this joystick. If I say that correctly, and you have the option to select and set your RetroArch players 1 to 4 controllers in an order you want, or you select by joystick or name or joystick index. Now we have the new, which I created just yesterday. It's the Extract Open Board game. PlayBox supports out of the box now the Open Board. Install the emulator, did all the extra settings needed for you, and this script, what it does, you, as it says in the description, you copy all your .pack games into the ROMs /port /open board folder, and then you go back to here to the menu, and then you run the script. What it does, it will extract these PAK files, create folders with extracted info, data, and then delete the original folder and extra files, and then rename the new created folder with the extension .dor, which is needed as an extra system which I created. So open bore, you don't need to go to your It will install the latest attract mode, the SFML Pi library, the FFmpeg support with MMAL hardware video encoding support, and it's already done in the attract CVG. So I already have all this set up, and it's the latest one available that you can get from the developer. And we go to RetroArch, and what I want to show you, it supports the latest 1.7.5 version, and I have the XB interface. As you can see, it's 1.7.5. So let's go back. So we go back again. Now we go to network tools. That's the basic Bluetooth, what is my IP and Wi-Fi. We go to system tools. We have now, this is the HDMI, two folders on the top, HDMI audio fixes by EasyHacks. For people that had problem with HDMI, so what you do, you just select, as it says, apply the first one and then select it again to remove it. Then depending if you have problems with the 720p or 1080p, we'll go back. Self-explanatory. If you need more information, you can go to the EasyHacks site and or GitHub, and it has all the information. Now this is the USB modes. This enables the USB mode to boot a USB burn image without the need of the SD card. So what it does, 3B Plus supports by the factory this mode. 3B doesn't support it, but PlayBox is already enabled. So the moment you install this image to your 3B, it will enable automatically the factory settings for booting images straight from your USB without the need of any SD card. So I have also the script for people that might want to do it or test it. So when you start the USB mode, you have the two options. One is to run it and install it, and then check it, and then we have the USB ROMs on off. This is the EasyHacks script for enabling the external USB or disabling it, but I just combined these two scripts into one script. That's what you see. So when you see the initials, when, for example, this one EasyHacks and Like, you know that my friend Forrest, he has this online on his GitHub and you get it from there. So I have everything locally. So now the last is just mute the music that you're listening right now. Now we have the Raspberry configuration, the default, and as we said, so I'm just going to show you the last one, which is the PlayBox Toolkit. This is the superscript I created, if you want to call it like that. So this one fixes all the stuff that you might mess up by playing around with PlayBox or do the things. So PlayBox. This script will fix all your broken configuration to its original state as provided by me. This can happen by updates. When you update the core packages, this can happen. Will mess up the sorting of the ES systems or other things. So to have it the way I had it and the way the scripts that or the system sorting that I have and that you see now on the video or you've seen on the systems display of the themes, this is how you fix it. Again, now I have descriptive options so you can understand, and now since I'm doing the video, you can understand. So you exit to the CLI and you type fix and press tab, or you select again from the or up and arrow key and you select the option. No, so let's go. Now you have, as you can see, let's go all the way down. So it has 20 scripts, subscripts. So let's go and explain all one by one for you. So all the ones that you see with the 3 stars run from CLI means that you do not run these scripts while you're still in the ES. You have to exit, run this script from the CLI and then select these options that you have with run. If you run the new RetroPie menu, the one that you just saw and explained, this custom RetroPie menu, if you run it while you're in the emulation station, it will mess up and probably cause you trouble that you won't be able to get some stuff done, because basically you're in there and cannot override some things. So that's why always exit, and if you did an update and you messed up your RetroPie menu, go back and run it from here and we fix the RetroPie menu the way you see it in the video and I just explained. Now this is something that you're gonna like. This is what I call the region subscript, and what it does, basis on your region, if you're in US and you like, let's say, Genesis and TG16 instead of Mega Drive or PC Engine, this is what it does. It on my systems, or in general the systems, I have custom ES systems configuration. So basically if you have scripts, because Genesis and Mega Drive is the same folder with a symbolic link, so the ROMs are copied once and you don't have to do it in dual locations. So this script, what it does, it will enable only the systems basis on that region. So if you're US and you want to have, as I said, Genesis, Sega CD, TG16, TG16 CD, and other systems related to that in Japan, it will select this. The other option is the Europe, Japan, and then all, which is the default one that you see now. It has all. So if you drop a ROM inside the Genesis, it will both Genesis and Mega Drive will just both show up. So if you want to have either or, just go to that script and select your region. I'm just going to show you. So, and you have the US Japan, EU Japan, all, and the top 3 options they include the PlayBox Kodi theme. Now if you want to have the default, the simple Kodi, you just go the same thing, but instead of PlayBox, it will just display the custom normal, not the custom, the normal Kodi theme. So you can use, for example, other creators' themes. So I have it here, so we go back. Now this is in case you mess up your scripts of the jukebox, playbox, and power system. By clicking here, number 3, it will repair all these systems in your ROM folder with their appropriate SH scripts and permissions. Now we have the BGM emulator mute configuration folder. This is the script that has all the information, the Pi script that has the information when you enter an emulator and you play a game, then mutes the BGM music and then starts again when you exit. So in case you mess up this, by going to number 4, it will repair to the one I have as of now, and it supports basically all the 17 ports that I have installed, maybe even more that I added just in case, and all the 90 plus 100 systems that I have supported by my themes. Now in case you let's say you don't like my 80s music and you want to just put your own music, but then you decide you want to bring it back, this is how you do it. You just go there and this will repair and restore all my music folder on your ROMs. This, in case you mess up your slideshow images folder, this will repair the original one I have installed in Playbox. Now we have the, again here, the reset RetroPie controllers configuration. When you do that, it's better you do it, as I said, sorry, you can do it, but if you do it, I'm afraid that might not allow you to move, so you might need a keyboard. So I remember, I think I had a problem. But what it does, it just like resets everything, and then you need to reboot, and you're fine. So I'm gonna do that from here. Let's see how it goes. It says like press any key to continue, don't forget to reboot. Okay, it's working, no worries. So next time you reboot, your Playbox image will be clean again from any controller configuration. Now the ES Auto Game List removal. When you test ROMs and you go back and forth and you don't have custom game list, Emulation Station creates automatically game lists in some folders so you can see what you have. So if you want to clean all these except the one that controls the RetroPie menu, you just click that script, and then what it does, I'll show you, it just deletes and fine, it goes back here, it's done. So as I said, it says run from CLI. I shouldn't have done it here. I should have done it from outside because I'm already in. It's okay. This is just purpose for the video. So remember this. So I'm gonna show you this. This is the cleanup favorites and more. If you go to that script, what it does, it allows you to clear the auto last played and play count in the ROMs directory, in any game list in there, in the ES game list directory, and both of these directories. And then if you want to clear any favorites from the ROMs, from the ES game list, and from both directories. So it cleans up all your game lists with these options. So we'll go back here. Now this will start the Skyscraper, or if you did, you can do it, as I said, by the commands that I have on the SSH. So you can connect with PuTTY, or you can in the CLI history, or you can run it from here. You start the fixed Playbox and you can start it from here. But as I said, this you have to run it from the CLI. Skyscraper needs to be run like the old Stephen Self scraper from CLI only. Now the file system cache cleaning, it will clean up your file system. All the cache will empty and clean it with just pressing number 12. We have the partitions and space info, just show you what it does. It just gives you all the information of all your partition. You just click OK, exit. Now you can see the system free memory info. You just run it, it tells you the memory info, the memory in the swap file. Now we go back to the OS version if you want to see your OS version. So as you can see, it says Linux Playbox based on 4.1478 core and Linux 9.4 Stretch. Go back. So when you're in the CLI, you have the option to type start X, or you can go to 16 option and it will start your Raspbian Desktop. Yes, Playbox has already pre-installed because it was based on the clean Raspbian full image, including the desktop, so you can go and use it as a Linux PC. So it's there, and then when you exit, it will take you back to this menu. Now this is again another way if you want to update your system and upgrade it, similar to the one I have on RetroPie. So you have both options in case if you're in the CLI. Now you have the system info, which is a small version of what I have, and without the weather. This is the one that shows everything except the weather. So we're gonna go to the system reboot and system shutdown. So this is the scripts, and we can go and exit. So I'm gonna go to press, you see I just clean up, so I'm gonna press F4, so we can go to, and as you can see, this is the small one I was talking about, the info. I'm gonna hide the external IP address. It has the date, it has the Linux version, it has the uptime, date, who is logged in. You can see Pi on terminal 1. We have the system info, which has the boot partition, root partition, size used, available, and used percentage. The single onboard chip temperature, which is 40.8 at the moment Celsius. The GPU model, it's an ARM7 processor. The CPU current, which is the default, is not overclocked, is at 1200. It's 3B. And then we have the GPU version, and it's it's the Broadcom chip that is on board of Pi. Now we have the memory. I have 272 free out of the 748. I have the split of 256 in the Raspbian config. Now there's the processes, the IP address is local and external. And if I press up, as I told you on the arrow on my keyboard, it will have these little options. You can call the Raspbian config. It has the RetroPie setup. You can reboot. You can start the interface, the desktop. I'll do it for you just to see. So there you are. It has the VNC enabled, as I said. So basically you can control your desktop just sitting on front of your laptop or PC. You just need the VNC client. I have the link that you can get it on the channel, or you can go and Google and get the Windows or whatever OS you have VNC client. So now we go shut down and exit to command line, or you can reboot, and then again we can go, you can see fix PlayBox, emulation station, you can go back in, Skyscraper. Now I tell you we're on 2.78, and then this is how you run the Skyscraper. I don't need to run now, the default is no, so I just say no. So we go see the other options, sudo reboot, that's it. So I'm gonna go to fix PlayBox. I go here, I'm gonna fix again, for example, let's say what it does, it just restores the custom RetroPie menu that I did. I go back here and I set up to all systems. You can select US or whatever you want, as I said, exit. Now I'm gonna go and repair the top CLI commands to only 5 because I don't want to have all these extra things I type. And I want to clean the AS. It's done. I'm going to show you the cleanup of the favorites and stuff. I'm going to go and clean up of all the directories, the auto last played and play count. So it does it and tells you on the bottom how it's done. Now I'm going to go clean up the favorites. I don't have any anyway, but we just do it. So it cleans up all your game lists that you might have. So exit, now we go and I can do a file system cache. And I'm gonna do a reset of the from here too. It says press any key to continue, don't forget to reboot. And since we're fine, I'm just gonna go and shut down. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy PlayBox.